Hinata Tachibana and Tsukasa Jinguji, childhood friends, had a unique dynamic. Hinata, longing for a girlfriend, was often overshadowed by the more attractive Jinguji, who ironically distrusted women. After a drunken night fantasizing about being a woman, Hinata is killed by a goddess of love and wakes up in a new world as a beautiful young lady. Jinguji, also reincarnated, discovers Hinata's transformation, a result of their mission to defeat a demon lord as heroes, as per Hinata's wish. Despite Jinguji's frustration with Hinata's non-compliance and a curse from the goddess driving them to save the world, they both secretly harbor feelings for each other. Hinata tries to find out if Jinguji is attracted to her, but fails, while Jinguji, intrigued by Hinata's male personality in a female form, is adamant about not falling in love. When a creature attacks, Jinguji carries Hinata to safety and defeats it with a single punch, showcasing his fighting skills and special abilities. Meanwhile, Hinata's main attribute is her beauty. Jinguji's use of an ability creates a door leading to a replica of Hinata's home. After eating and dressing up in her sister's gown, they visit a village under bandit attack. The bandits, enamored with Hinata, end up knocking themselves out in a fight over her. The villagers start to think of Hinata as a goddess. Hinata and Jinguji plan to go after the bandits' hideout when they learn from captured bandits that more attackers are coming. Jinguji remembers how Hinata helped him with his schoolwork when they were younger. But when he sees Hinata's chest, he panics and wildly fights the bandits. When villagers come to help, Jinguji mistakenly fights them too. Hinata asks him what's wrong, and he awkwardly confesses he likes her, which shocks her and makes her slap him. The villagers make a deal. They'll let Hinata and Jinguji keep the bandits' stolen goods if Hinata wears a more modest dress. Hinata is secretly happy to know Jinguji likes her, but then she sees a fallen torch has started a forest fire. The next day, Telolilo Lilililu, an elf leader, wakes up to see her village's forest totally ruined. Jinguji tries to sell the skin of the creature he defeated and learns it was the forest protector. The local people don't know about the demon lord and suggest going to a nearby town. Jinguji accidentally walks in on Hinata after her bath when he enters her house. After helping her get dressed, they go back to the village where Telolilo and her group demand payment for the forest fire that killed their guardian. Hinata says sorry, but Jinguji, mentioning they both follow the goddess of love, refuses to pay. Feeling threatened by Hinata's looks, Telolilo undresses, claiming she's the most beautiful. The villagers say Hinata is prettier, making Telolilo angrily shoot magic explosive arrows. Jinguji throws a rock at Telolilo, cutting off her ponytail and making her lose focus, which allows them to escape. Angry, she vows to get them back. Jinguji and Hinata set up a camp where Jinguji cooks the meat of the guardian they defeated. They drink beer together, but Hinata, being smaller, gets drunk quickly, takes off her clothes and runs into the wild. There she almost gets eaten by a plant that eats people, but Jinguji saves her. Telolilo comes to their camp and tries their food, but she also gets attacked by a plant that eats people. When they reach a town, Jinguji makes Hinata wear a paper bag over her head so she won't attract too much attention. Hinata buys magical hair accessories at a weapon shop that help keep people from noticing her. Some bandits they had escaped from attack them, wanting revenge, but a swordsman beats them. This swordsman introduces himself as Schwartz von Liechtenstein-Lohengram, a person from Earth who was called to be a hero. He recognizes Jinguji as someone from Earth because of his clothes, but thinks Hinata is indigenous. Not caring about the hair accessories, Schwartz, who has a crush, challenges Jinguji to a fight for Hinata, cutting a building in half with his sword, Graham. But before they can fight, Lucius arrests Schwartz for damaging property and calls Jinguji and Hinata as witnesses. At the police station, Schwartz claims he's a hero and shows a tattoo given by the goddess of night. But Lucius thinks he's lying and that the tattoo is fake. Jinguji checks Hinata and finds she has a similar tattoo on her neck. Lord Mercus tells Schwartz he can prove himself because of an attack by a living suit of armor. Lucius asks Jinguji and Hinata to help her and Schwartz find the armor that's been taking people's clothes and belongings. The armor, which talks and says it's Vizid, an officer of the demon lord, attacks them. Schwartz fights it, but Jinguji tells him not to use his powerful sword. Vizd removes Schwartz's clothes and takes his sword and clothes. Lucius also gets stripped by the armor. Hinata covers her with her jacket, but Jinguji gets really angry when he thinks Hinata might be stripped too, and he breaks the armor, showing that Vizd is actually just a small child. They capture and interrogate Vizd, while Lucius and Mercus are surprised, having thought the demon lord was just a legend. Vizd says she was trapped as a small child and was trying to gather magic to free herself. She doesn't believe Schwartz is the real hero. That night, Calm helps Vizd escape from jail and starts to think Jinguji might be the hero. The next day, Hinata tells Schwartz she used to be a boy to stop him from flirting with her, which shocks him. She also shows him how to check his own stats, something he didn't know before. Schwartz, embarrassed by his real identity, hides it. He accidentally creates a portal in the sky while testing his powers. The giant goddess of night comes through the portal, making Lucius apologize for not believing Schwartz. The goddess reveals Hinata as the hero chosen by the goddess of love, with Jinguji as her weapon. She asks about Graham, the weapon she gave Schwartz, who nervously hides that Vizd destroyed it. Mercus tries to marry Hinata for fame but gets beaten up by Lucius as the goddess leaves. Mercus then turns his town into a sacred place and asks the heroes to stay, but only Schwartz agrees. Hinata and Jinguji see Telolilo tied up and silenced in a carriage but ignore it. They go to a town famous for selling lots of squid items and buy some food, but then Hinata disappears. Jinguji finds the same carriage, but it's empty. He questions the driver and learns that the town sacrifices beautiful women. Telolilo tries to charm her kidnapper to get away, but then a man comes in with Hinata, tied up saying she's prettier and will be sacrificed instead. Telolilo gets mad and challenges Hinata to a contest of beauty. The driver explains that the town worships a talking giant squid that demands human sacrifices in return for food. The driver decides to help Jinguji, and they find Telolilo, who is upset that she wasn't chosen as the prettiest captive. She agrees to help them get revenge. Jinguji uses Telolilo as bait by tying her up for the giant squid. When it gets dark, the squid eats her, and Jinguji tries to catch it but starts to lose his strength. At the same time, Hinata tries to escape and loses her hair accessories, making her captors and other men fall in love with her. But this also makes a group of jealous women angry at her. Jinguji gets his strength back when he sees Hinata in danger and throws the squid onto a statue. The squid is still alive and tries to eat Hinata, but Telolilo comes out of its stomach and kills it, showing everyone it's not a god. Vizd and Calm, watching the celebration, figure out that Jinguji gets weak when he's away from Hinata. Shen, the carriage driver, asks them to join him on his way to Ishruna, the capital. They catch a rabbit, and Jinguji makes Hinata kill it, which upsets her. After eating, Hinata goes to the bathroom. Jinguji insists Shen tell the truth because his skills show he's a trained assassin. Jinguji feels weak after Shen admits he poisoned his food before attacking him. When Hinata comes back, Jinguji urges her to run away, but Shen says he's only interested in Jinguji, not her, making them wonder if he's gay. Shen then holds Jinguji down just to give him a back massage, which is all he wanted. Feeling better, Jinguji and Hinata reach Ishruna and head to the Goddess of Love's temple to learn more about the Demon Lord. They're told they can't enter unless they wear revealing swimsuits. Hinata feels shy wearing hers until she realizes they can be worn under clothes. Inside the temple, there's a big pool party. When people see Hinata's tattoo, they get angry, accusing her of disrespecting their beliefs. They try to attack, but Jinguji fights them off. Royal soldiers suddenly enter the temple and tell Hinata and Jinguji that the Goddess of Love has summoned them. Muria, who leads the soldiers, takes them to the king and reveals that Shen works for her. The king says a prophecy tells that the hero called by the Goddess of Love will beat the Demon Lord, and the kingdom must help them. At a fancy dinner, Hinata and Jinguji start liking each other because of their fancy clothes, but they end up fighting and go their separate ways. Hinata starts liking a girl and stops her from hurting herself. They talk, and Hinata realizes she wants Jinguji's approval. Then while Shen is trying to make them friends again, the girl shows up and says she's Princess Ugraine. She asks to join their adventure, but Jinguji and the king say no so she runs away. Hinata follows her, and Ugraine tells her that her father, the king, has been controlling her life and won't let her leave the palace since her mom died having her. Hinata helps her escape, but Ugraine quickly gets a group of followers and starts a rebellion. Muria tries to catch Ugraine but gets caught herself. Jinguji and Shen think about how to get Hinata out of the rebellion while the king calls for help. Ugraine's maid joins the rebellion, takes Hinata's hair accessories, and forces her to help Ugraine attract men to their cause. Hinata tries but fails to free Muria and get away, feeling sad she can't do it without Jinguji. She remembers how Jinguji once protected her when she was a boy and faced bullies. The maid gives her a massage but also puts dark energy into her tattoo, making her have bad thoughts and feel jealous of Jinguji. Schwartz and Lucius, called by the king, show up. Lucius scolds Schwartz for being foolish, but he wins her over by saying he wants to protect people. The rebels attack Ishruna, but Schwartz beats them with one move of his sword, Gram, which he got back from Vizd's armor. Jinguji feels sad without Hinata and gets even angrier when Schwartz suggests he's jealous of Ugraine for taking Hinata away. Suddenly, the ground starts shaking. It turns out the maid is actually Calm, who is working with Vizd. They use dark energy on Ugraine to try to destroy Ishruna. The people Schwartz had defeated break free from Hinata's control and run away. Calm and Vizd then take Hinata and Ugraine to the royal armory, which needs 2 royal family members to open it. Hinata can open it because the goddess of love chose her. Inside, they find a huge robot called Mipon. Vizd uses it to attack Ishruna, knocking out Ugraine and using Hinata as a power source. Lucius and Shen help the people escape, while Schwartz has to fight Mipon by himself because Jinguji is weak from being away from Hinata too long. Jinguji and Schwartz go after Mipon when they find out Hinata is inside, but Jinguji still can't get his strength back. Suddenly, Hinata wakes up and takes control of the giant robot Mipon from Vizd. Under the dark energy's effect, she boasts about her new power and says she hates and is jealous of Jinguji, trying to crush him. Schwartz protects Jinguji from the robot's attacks and tells him to share his real feelings with Hinata. Jinguji thinks showing feelings is weak, but Schwartz convinces him it's not, and Jinguji admits he's jealous of Hinata's friendly and social nature, which he lacks. After Jinguji's confession, Hinata overcomes Calm's dark influence, but the robot starts acting on its own, trying to hurt everyone. Jinguji and Schwartz work together to destroy Mipon and save Hinata, getting their strength back. Jinguji keeps praising Hinata, making her shy. The robot blows up, throwing everyone away except Vizd and Calm, who go back to the Demon Lord. The rebellion ends. They get back Hinata's hair accessories, and the king says sorry to Ugraine for making her feel left out. Muria wants to quit because she failed, but Ugraine stops her. They all decide to defeat the Demon Lord, and Schwartz says he knows where he is. Hinata feels embarrassed realizing she loves Jinguji. The next day, Schwartz plans to go with Lucius to her hometown, but promises to help Jinguji and Hinata later. Jinguji and Hinata start their journey to the Demon Lord's castle.